Hi, this is Chimplet 2 on the PlayStation Network. This video will review the locations of all of the nightclubs from the After Hours DLC released on July 24th, 2018. I recorded this video during a live stream I did on YouTube on the day of the DLC release, so you might see my character moving her mouth in these videos because I was talking to my live stream viewers at the same time I was recording this footage. That's also why you can't hear the music we're dancing to, because I was live streaming. For the purpose of this video, I'll just be reviewing where the nightclub locations are and how convenient they are to other areas of interest, such as ammunition, apartments, offices, and other businesses. The location you choose for your nightclub has no impact on how popular your club will be. It's too soon to tell how these locations will factor into the nightclub warehouse sales, so I'll review the best club location for that at a later time. For now, let's take a look at all of the locations, starting with the least expensive to the most expensive nightclub. There are 10 nightclubs located all over Los Santos, as shown here from the Maze Bank Foreclosures property map. The least expensive ones are the farthest to the south, and the most expensive clubs are farthest to the north. There are no nightclubs in Blaine County. The least expensive is the Elysian Island nightclub. The regular price is $1,080,000. You'll see it's here on the island, sort of in a very open area. There's the light there that tells you this is where you enter with your vehicles and exit. And there's not a lot of obstructions here. It's pretty easy to get around. There's lots of space, plenty of place to park vehicles, plenty of places to park helicopters. Over here on the side is where your clientele are waiting to get in, right over there by the door. So you can see there's plenty of room to be able to park around here, and it's really easy to get your vehicles in to the garage door. So by now you've probably guessed the reason why this is the least expensive is because it's also the least convenient nightclub location. It's as far south as you can get on the map. I mean, there's the ocean right there. There's nothing that's close to here in terms of offices or apartments or bunkers. Blaine County is a long haul from here. There are a couple of motorcycle club businesses. One of them is even here on Elysian Island. So if that's important to you, maybe it's worth it. But it is the cheapest. Next is the LSIA nightclub with a regular price of $1,135,000. Here you can see I'm flying around it, and it backs to the water, but it's also here on the main drag into the airport. And here you see this is the garage entrance. And I'm going to show you this right now because it's important to know this if you haven't bought any of the nightclubs yet. When you go into the nightclub and you have patrons in there dancing, you cannot run through the nightclub. You can run in the office and you can run in the lower levels of the basement and the storage areas, but you cannot run in the nightclub. So if you enter through the front door to get to your office or to your garage, it's a long, very slow walk. You want to look for opportunities to park as close as you can to the garage door and go in that way, because as you can see, I can run all I want in here. I'm in the basement level here in the workshop. And then when I pull out, you'll see it spawns your vehicle right out here on the street, which is nice and easy. And from here, this is a wonderful benefit I wanted to mention first. There's a 10-car garage right next door to the entrance, the garage entrance to this nightclub. That's a wonderful perk. It's a lot less expensive to buy that garage because it's just about the cheapest 10-car garage than it is to buy the garage space inside the basement. And you can see here, if I drive around to the front, here's where all the patrons are waiting to get in. So it's not a bad location. There's plenty of places to park a helicopter. There's easy access in and out, although it is very far south and not very close to any of the offices or bunkers or Blaine County. Next up is the Vespucci Canals nightclub with a regular price of $1,320,000. This one's a little bit interesting here. You'll see there's the garage entrance. You have to kind of come up that little ramp. And here's where the patrons are waiting to enter, over on the side. So there's lots of place to put vehicles here. And as I turn around, you'll see here in a moment where I parked my helicopter, so there's plenty of room for that as well. Although it is a little tight there, the ramp as you're coming up. But we'll hop in the helicopter here and take a look around so you can see where we are. We're really close to the beach, which is kind of nice if you like to hang out at the beach. There's several motorcycle club businesses near here, like document forgery and counterfeit cash. So if you want to get to those quickly, that's good. There's also a motorcycle club house right over here on the beach, so that's very convenient. It's a pretty nice area if you like hanging out at the beach. The helipad is close by, the marina's close by. All of the offices aren't too far. They're about equally the same distance from here to either Mazebank and Arcadius or Lombank and Mazebank West. So it's sort of convenient to everything, and there is plenty of good parking. You've got good road access north and south, although you can't go too far south. And you've got good access to the east from here as well. But you are sort of on the west end of the map. And when we were looking at this in the live stream, somebody asked me, how hard would it be to get a big truck in here? Because I don't know what all your missions are going to be with regard to the warehouse. So I went and grabbed my MOC, and as you can see here, maybe somebody who's a better driver than me could get it in there, but I sure couldn't. Next is the Cypress Flats Nightclub with a regular price of $1,370,000. If any of you have seen the video I did about the unaffiliated gang cars, this area will look very familiar to you. We're going to be right here next to Olson's Autos. We're here on the east side of town, not really terribly too far. You can see downtown there in the distance. When I first got here, I wasn't really sure which building it was, so I parked over here, what ends up to be across the street from the club. And I bought every single club, actually with the exception of one, in order to make this video because I wanted you to be able to see the patrons waiting at the front door, as well as where the entrance and exit to the garage was. So if you've done the unaffiliated gang cars, right here is where they spawn, in front of Olson's Autos. But you'll see as I come over here, there's the entrance where the patrons are waiting to get to the front door. And then your parking entrance is over here on the side, which is great because you're on this nice big major road here. So it's very easy access in and out for vehicles. Very good access both east and west, primarily west since you're so far to the east anyway. But you can get to the freeways that go up on the east side of town very quickly. And you'll notice here, you're not that far from downtown. It's pretty convenient. And you could park a helicopter there right in front of Olson's Autos. So that's not a bad place to put it. Although if you did want to enter through the garage, that's a pretty long run to get to the garage. There is another, well, it's kind of a little tight there on that corner. There's not really a good place to park a helicopter close to the garage entrance. But as I get up in the air here, we'll take a look at what's around. Obviously, ammunition is literally right next door. So that couldn't be more convenient for that. There are a few businesses in this area, I think, and there's a La Mesa vehicle warehouse that's not far from here, if you have that one. The offices in downtown for Arcadius and the Mazebank Tower, they're not that far away. This is relatively convenient to get to them. You can see them there in the distance, but Lombank and Mazebank West would be far away. Next is the Mission Row Nightclub with a regular price of $1,440,000. This one is located just slightly on the east side of downtown. These buildings are really tight together here. It's very crowded. The streets are pretty narrow, so all of that is something to consider. And when we were doing this in the live stream, some of the people that were commenting kept saying something about this being a headhunter spawn location. I'm not exactly sure what impact that will have to you and your business, I don't know if it's going to disrupt the people that are standing here waiting to get in, or if it's, just going to cause you general problems. I'm not really sure about that. Maybe there'll be people doing headhunter missions in this area, and they will potentially disrupt you from getting in with, or getting out, I should say, with product. Clearly I'm having trouble trying to find a place to park my helicopter here, because that alley back there is really tight. So for lack of a better place, I'm just going to park it right here on the street and take up a whole bunch of parking spots. Now we'll come over here and take a look at this location. You'll see there are the people waiting to get in here on the side. There's the entrance, but this is a really narrow alley here. So if you're trying to get in and out with vehicles, you might very well run over those patrons waiting to get in, and that probably can't be good for business, I'm thinking. But there you could see is the garage door on the back, and I don't think you can get in to my left there, but to my right there's a nice alley that you could get in from this back street. So that's pretty decent access from the road, and there is room there to park a helicopter, just not in the front. But you could park it there pretty close to the garage, and that's not bad. So as we walk back out here, again, there's the entrance to the nightclub. I'll come out here and get in the helicopter, and we'll take a look at the area. The big ammunition, the one that has the firing range in it, the shooting range is not too far away. You can see it there on the mini map. It's about 2 city blocks away. And since we are right in the heart of downtown, there's a lot of apartments close to here. There's Alta and Integrity Way, and of course if you have either the Maze Bank Tower or Arcadius as your executive office, come on Buzzard, get on up there, lift, there we go. If you have Arcadius or the Maze Bank Tower, they're very, very convenient from here because you're really almost in the heart of downtown. So there you can see the Maze Bank Tower, and Arcadius is hiding over there behind that glass building. So there's a lot of good things from here. There's a couple of major roads not too far from here, so you should be able to get to wherever you need to. I just don't know how easily accessible some of these major roads are, but it should be pretty convenient for any kind of warehouse sales you might want to do. It's a decent location. Next is the La Mesa nightclub with a regular price of $1,500,000. You can see there on the map it's located very close to Lester's garment factory, so there's all kind of good stuff near here like the ammunition, and there's several garages very close to Lester's garment factory, so that's pretty handy. The one we're looking at is actually right in the middle of this big overpass here of the freeway, so it's a little bit awkward if you're flying in. The first thought is, you got to get around this big overpass. So I didn't really know what to expect yet. So I just parked over here for the first time. And we'll go take a look at it and try to figure out where the garage is. And again, this is one of the reasons why I purchased all of them, except one, because I already had a friend who owned it. But I purchased all of these so you could see firsthand what it was like as the owner, to see the entrance and the garage door. So there we have the patrons. They're there on the side of the building underneath the overpass. They're not on the main drag out there, which is probably good because I guess you don't want them all to get run over by traffic. So they're kind of tucked away here, but right across the street there is a police station. I don't know what bearing that's going to have on your business, but it is something to think about. You could park a helicopter there at the front if you wanted to, but then it'd be a long way to go to get to the garage entrance, because the garage entrance is way around the back. And I walked over here to see if I could find it and didn't see it easily at first. So I went inside and walked out of the garage door to see where it put me. And here's where it is. So when I turned around, I saw I was in this pretty good sized parking lot here, and there's the garage entrance and exit. But you do have these tanks out here. That could be an issue. I doubt you're ever going to run into them and blow them up, but who knows. So now I'm going way over here back to my helicopter where I left it, so I can see if maybe I can fit that helicopter over here somewhere. That would be a really convenient place to park it, so you could just jump out and go right in the garage door and get to your office a lot more quickly than walking through the nightclub where all the dancers are. And not only is it bad that you can't run through there, you do have to walk, but the dancers will block you too as you're trying to get from one end of the dance floor to the other. It's really easy to get hung up behind them, and it just wastes a whole lot of time when you're trying to get to your office. So as I get up in the air here, you'll see there's not an easy way to jump off of that overpass if you're in a vehicle to get down there. So just bear that in mind. There's not a quick exit there. But if you're in a helicopter, it wouldn't be too bad at all to put it down right here, really close to that garage door. So that's kind of handy. It's centrally located in terms of north and south, and you can see there from the city it's not very far at all. So if you want to be able to get to the Maze Bank Tower and Arcadius pretty quickly, you sure could. It's very convenient. Not so much for Long Bank and Maze Bank West though. Here's the Strawberry Nightclub with a regular price of $1,525,000. This one is pretty much as close as you can get to right in the heart of town. It is extremely close to downtown. As you can see, there's Alta right there, very close. The Integrity Way apartment is close. Maze Bank Tower and Arcadius are just a stone's throw away. There's Simeon's garage, and the big ammunition with the shooting range is walking distance from here. So you can see it's this big brick building with the rim paint can on top. And there's the patrons right there at the front door. I didn't think of a good place to park the helicopter upon arrival, so I just decided to sit it down here, and I'll go explore and see what I can find. This is a fairly narrow alley if you're trying to get in and out of here in a hurry. Chances are they're going to spawn the vehicle out on the street anyway. Here's your garage entrance and exit. So I'm looking around, and maybe there's enough room here for a buzzard or another helicopter. It's not bad. But the interesting part is, wow, look at that. There's Benny's. It is literally right next door to Benny's, just across the parking lot. Hey, you could easily put a helicopter right here. You can drive in your vehicles from all sorts of different directions here, so that's pretty convenient. Lots of options here, and as I mentioned before, don't really know how this is going to impact with the sales from here for your other businesses. You know, if you're going to be going up to Blaine County, or if you're going to spend a lot of time in Los Santos doing that. But either way you're going to go, this one's really convenient because it's right in the middle of town, you know, compared to the other clubs. And as you can see, as I come over here and visit with the patrons waiting to get in, I just look right up here, and let's back up over here. There it is. There's Maze Bank Tower right there. See? Right there. So very convenient to downtown. This location is fantastic for that. You can also see here as I'm spinning around and looking at it, you've got fantastic road access. There's a wonderful wide north and south road. You've got this huge freeway. There should be an entrance to the freeway that's not too far from there. Either way you need to go. So even if you are going to go all the way up to Blaine County, it should be pretty convenient from here. There's a lot to like about this particular location. It's probably going to be pretty popular because of that. You know, in addition to Benny's and ammunition and apartments and the office, you know, if those of you who like the strip club, it's not far from here either. There's a whole, and the helipad there is not far, the airport's not far. Pretty much everything is very convenient from here. And by the way, what was interesting, while I was doing the live stream, we were checking this location out. And I went to set my helicopter up here so I could buy the next property. And when I did, someone asked me to double check, could you enter any of these on the doors that are on the roof? So right before I sold this nightclub and traded it, I tried to get in the door, and unfortunately, as expected, that does not work. The next up is the Del Perro nightclub with a regular price of $1,645,000. This isn't at the Bahama Mamas location, which many people speculated there might be a nightclub there, but it's pretty close. It's in the same general vicinity. It's right here next to this little pedestrian street that's meant for shopping. You know, let's face it, we all drive on it, but we're not supposed to. And there's the parking garage where you pick up your Kuruma and the Fleeca heist. Now you'll notice it doesn't look like there's a convenient place to put a helicopter here. You could land it right there where I just turned around back in that courtyard, or you could put it right here, right next to the garage entrance. It's a little bit tricky to fly out of here. I'll show you that a little bit later. But once you get the hang of it, that is a wonderful place to park your helicopter. Now if I run up here to the main street, that's the entrance where all the patrons are waiting to get in. It's kind of an interesting old building, which is sort of neat. It's got some history and all that. It's pretty interesting to look at. Plus I love all the colors on the flags on the garage next door. You can see from this location, you can get east and west very easily. You can get on the big freeway here that goes up the coast, which is incredibly fast. Plus you have this other nice big wide road that'll take you up north to Blaine County. So the access from here to just about anywhere is really fantastic. And if I come back down here and grab the buzzard, take you up and give you another aerial view. People often ask me when I do these videos which one I chose for myself. I chose this one. I kept the Del Perro nightclub. The main thing that appealed to me for this one was that I have the Lombank office, which is right there. You can see it. It's just there on the left. Mazebank West is even straight ahead, right there within walking distance. There's an ammunition close by. There's some other shops. But another thing that really appealed to me is that I spend a lot of time at my Chumash bunker. So this was very convenient to that. I'll show you that map in just a second. The pier is very close by. The beach is close by. It's really not that far even there to the Mazebank Tower and Arcadius from here. So it's pretty convenient to just about any office. The helipad is close by and the marina. And here, as I was saying, because I have the Chumash bunker, this was by far the most convenient club for me for that reason. But it's a really nice location. The second most expensive is the downtown Vinewood nightclub with a regular price of $1,670,000. Now I apologize you're not hearing any volume at all from the game here. For some reason when I was live streaming, all of our stream chat bled over into this recording. I don't know why it did this one and not the rest of them, but sorry about that. So what I wanted to do at least is let you see it from when I owned it, and that's why I'm showing you this part of the footage. I landed in this parking lot here. There's plenty of room here to park anything you want, and it's really convenient to the main entrance here. So I'm going to go ahead and walk in here, but then I'm going to show you some other footage of this location that I recorded later. I just wasn't quite as pleased with some of the location footage I did from there during the live stream, so I added this a little bit later. I wanted to show you on the map here, you've got fantastic access north and south here. If you go just up around the turn, you can get up north to Blaine County. There's a nice big wide road going east and west, and then you've got the Eastern Freeway that's really easy to get to. There's quick access to Blaine County there. So this is a fantastic location, presumably for the warehouse sales that you're going to do out of the nightclub, because you can get to any direction of the map pretty quickly from here, and you're certainly a lot closer to Blaine County here for any potential warehouse sales, or perhaps to bunkers and motorcycle club businesses that you have in Blaine County. And you'll see as I come up in the helicopter here, it's also a perfect straight shot right down the street here to the Maze Bank Tower and Arcadius. They are very, very close. Long Bank and Maze Bank West are a little bit further away, so they're not quite as convenient. But there you can see Tinsel and Eclipse are not too far away. The custom shop is close by. There's an ammunition just a block away. Right down the street here, there's also Alta and Integrity Way. They're very convenient. There are just so many things to really like about this location. Makes a lot of sense that it's one of the more expensive ones because it's very desirable. But the most expensive one is the West Vinewood Nightclub. The regular price is $1,700,000. I've got just a little footage here that I took from the live stream so you could see the patrons there waiting outside the door. As I said, that was the one club that I did not purchase when I was doing the live stream the other day because I already had a friend who had it and he was able to show me both the front door and where the vehicles come out of the garage, which is this door right here on the back. Now you do have to be a little bit careful. There's a lot of poles and lights back here, so it could be a little bit tricky with a helicopter, but there's a great place to put it. Being that this is the most expensive, it's probably going to be crowded. There's going to be a lot of people here that are going to want to be running their club from here, so you could park down here on this lower level and either jump over the wall or climb up those stairs. But either way, it's nice. It's on a nice wide road here going north and south. You're right next to the, I guess it's the equivalent of Ripley's, believe it or not, there. It's a beautiful area here. You're right on the main drag in Vinewood. And there you can see the downtown offices are really close from here. Again, there's an ammunition not far away. And you're not too terribly far from the custom shop from here. You're just a little bit closer to the things to the west, such as Tinsel, Eclipse, the Lombank office, or Maze Bank West. So this is a pretty convenient location, and you can very quickly head up into the hills that way, or up north this way into Blaine County. So it's a very centralized location and very handy for just about anything you're going to need. This will be a pretty desirable location. I'm betting it's going to be crowded, so keep that in mind before you purchase this one. Finally, I wanted to cover a little bit about the trade-in value, because every time I make one of these videos about properties, people will ask me, how much will I get in trade for the property that I had? Well, since I had to trade these, 7 times, 8 times for my live stream, I decided to record that and show you. So what you need to know is the price of the club it was when you bought it, the regular price. You're going to get 50% of that back. All of these design options like the light rig, the dancers, and the dry ice, you'll have to buy those again. You get to keep your nightclub name and you get to keep your storage and the garage, extra garages that you bought. Those will travel with you. Here you can see I originally spent $1,320,000 on the Vespucci Canals nightclub, and I'm getting exactly half of that, $660,000 back. I will have to buy all the design upgrades again. I will keep the storage that I purchased, but if I spent any money upgrading the staff and equipment for the warehouse part of the business in the nightclub, you will have to buy that all over again when you move to a new nightclub, so keep that in mind. Thank you so much for watching. A like for this video and a subscription to my channel would be greatly appreciated. In the description on this video, you'll find ways you can stay in touch with me on Facebook and Twitter. I'll keep you up to date on my live streaming plans and even provide some sneak previews of videos I'm working on. I hope this video has helped you figure out exactly which location you'd like for your nightclub, and have a wonderful time and dance until dawn. See you here next time.